is Raquelle Lynnette. If this is your first time ever seeing my face, welcome in. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Every single like, every single subscriber, every single view counts. This is my second channel, if you didn't know, so I'm starting it over, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and put the bell on so you can know every time I'm coming up here to upload for you guys. As you can see by the title of today's video, what are we going to be doing? We're doing a full face of black owned makeup because I just don't feel like there's enough full face of black owned makeup going around right now. We got everybody freaking out about every single other release besides black owned makeup. I don't care if February Black History Month is just 28 days. I don't care if it's a painful reminder of our past. I don't care if you just go by what is being fed to you. I feel as if this is a time just to really zoom in and find out more things that you never knew about your black history. I don't feel like anybody has really stood up for the black community in the beauty community since Jackie's been doing makeup tutorials. I just feel like it's very much, oh look, I'm gonna review something new. Where's your pride? Where is your backbone? For me, it will always go back to black. It's just such an inspiration to see so many black brands in Sephora being launched, even micro beauty brands. Like, let's hear some commotion, okay? So I decided today to just test out some new products that I've gotten from some black owned brands. I'm not getting enough commotion for Black History Month black brands. I'm not hearing enough. I hear everybody screaming and shrieking and splurging and running out to get Makeup by Mario's foundation and saying it's the best ever. But when it comes to a black release, it's giving crickets. I don't like that. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna do anything that you can possibly do to get a partnership, right? And then you're just disposable to these people. You really need to wake up, okay? Nobody has ever like stood up or been like a voice for the black community like Jackie Aina does. And maybe that's why she's the #1. And will always be the #1 because she spoke truth, she spoke facts. She wasn't just pressed for beauty brand deals and afraid of zoning into her blackness. And I just feel like so many black beauty bloggers are just trying to be this aesthetic, trying to be this clean girl, trying to be this, trying to be that. Girl, you're black and you should be supporting black owned brands. Being in this space for such a long time, I feel like everybody banded together so much in 2020 and it kind of just fizzled out. I would like for you guys to reignite that fire and support more black owned brands, not just this month, but moving forward. Because you want somebody to support you. You're gonna want somebody to support your channel, and you basically are a black owned brand. So if I'm seeing that all you ever do is pop your shit for a brand that's not black owned, you don't care about black owned releases, I'm gonna immediately unsubscribe for you. I don't need you in my life. I don't need to feed into that because all that's saying is you need to have the latest and the greatest and not support indie brands, not support black owned brands. That's what it's giving, and I would love for you to stop. Okay, and I'm not speaking to anyone in general, I'm speaking to the black beauty community as a whole. It's something just in this beauty space that we talk about makeup, like, come on y'all, like, let's get it together. Like, I want to keep it real. I have to keep it real. This is something I'm seeing. Have you guys been seeing this? Do you think that everybody is just freaking out about the latest and greatest and trying to fit one aesthetic so they can blow up and get brand deals with these other brands? Like, I'm not saying don't aspire to that, but what about the black owned community? What about that? How are we going to build up our community if all you're ever talking about is Makeup by Mario? Makeup by Mario didn't even give us like a good shade range, and these other brands don't even give us a good shade range. You could at least go with a black owned brand that's going to give you your color. Let's keep it a buck. Okay, so now that is off of my chest, let's get into some makeup. Let's get into some black owned beauty, okay? Got some good quality luxe stuff here, and I would love for you guys to join me and see what I use to create this look. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so first things first, I always like to prep my lips with a plumper. So this gives a little kiss of color and a pinch for plump. This is the Heat by Fenty Beauty. Next, we're going to go in with the moisturizer. This is by K-Skin. This is by Winnie. Y'all, this is a moisturizer infused with sunscreen that gives you a little bit of a glow. So it's a luminous sunscreen that doesn't leave a white cast. I will say it does have the sunscreen smell, which I don't really mind. I like the smell of sunscreen, but it really creates a really nice barrier. It's beautiful. So next we're going to be using, this is the Pat McGrath Labs Sublime Perfection Concealer, I've been using this for years. It blends like a damn dream. Do you see that? Yes, it just blends out so beautifully. And I'm just laying that concealer down as the base for our eyeshadow. Now I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors times Makeup Shayla. So Dose of Colors is a Latina-owned brand. Makeup Shayla is African American, and we like a little bit of brown, black and brown infusion, you feel me? So they collaborated on this wifey palette. I really do like the palette. You could wear this, you could glam this up, you could wear it as an everyday eye. It's a really nice blend, and it's small and it's travel sized, and it's one of my favorites. I've been using it. As you can see, it's kind of like worn. It's just a really good palette. So I'm laying down a transition shade, and there isn't really like a brown red shade that I typically like to put in my transition. It's just a real true deeper brown, as you can see, so it's pretty intense, but I'm just building up the crease with that shade. And then as I finish doing that, I'm gonna go back and place down this extremely pigmented black matte shade that's in the palette that I absolutely love. I feel like a lot of brands have steered away from putting black, just like a straight up black in the palettes. They used to do it back in the day, but it's just, you know, they don't do it anymore. So it was refreshing to see a brand actually have just a black shade so we can glam it up. You hear me? We're giving a smoky, intense eye. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go for with the look today. I know that I'm always giving you guys a shimmer because that's typically usually how I wear my makeup. You know, in the springtime, sometimes I like to bust out the color in the springtime, but like when I'm doing a neutral look like this, we're gonna just keep it very shimmery. That's what I like. But today I decided to cut the crease and lay down a matte shade. So the matte shade that I'm using is like a beautiful pink peach shade. It's so pretty, and you just pat it and you dab it and you build it up on your lid, and it doesn't fly away. As I mentioned previously, there isn't like a red-brown transition shade in this palette. So I'm just going into my bronzer and just putting that towards the outer part of my eye and blending that into the lid. And I put some glitter on, and this is by a brand that isn't around anymore, but it was my friend Makeup by Michaela's brand. Hopefully she relaunches, so I'll list everything down below. We're going to be trying out this brand new primer by LYS Beauty. This is black owned, y'all. I was so nervous. I was so nervous because if you didn't know, I have textured skin, got a little bit of acne scarring, got some larger pores. I was a victim of the oatmeal scrub. So, you know, I was like nervous, but we let her dry down. And this is going to be mimicking the Milk Makeup Grip Primer and then the dupe that e.l.f. Cosmetics had. It's very, very tacky, okay? Like, it's very, very tacky, and I was just so nervous, so I just laid down a little bit of translucent powder, a very light layer, because I just had to, okay? I know how my skin is, and I know what works, and I know what doesn't, so I just laid down a little bit of translucent powder. Now, this foundation dash serum, y'all, I don't know what she put in this. This formulation is beautiful, and I can see why it won an award. First of all, let's talk about the brush. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I had to get both. So we just laid it down. I actually blind bought this shade online, and it said that it had a neutral undertone, and it matched up pretty well because look at that. I didn't even swatch it in real life. This was an online swatch. So kudos to LYS Beauty for really displaying your colors on models and swatches in real color. I was so shocked, you guys. It feels so good. It feels like it's like hydrating my skin. It feels like a serum, but it's a foundation, but lightweight and breathable and just beautiful. It blended out so beautifully. This is my first time ever wearing this. This is the first impressions. I was so shocked and so happy because, you know, don't you love that feeling when you just buy something on a blind buy and it just works out so well? So that's what happened here. The shade match was impeccable. The blendability was beautiful. All the products worked together and nothing was like rolling off my skin. No dry or flakiness. It was just a win across the board, okay? So now we're putting down, this is the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. I like to put down a concealer that matches, you know, just to conceal first, right? And then after I blend this out. This is the Huda Beauty Little Puff. Okay, I really love these puffs, actually. It blends so beautifully. I love it because it doesn't absorb the products onto your skin like a beauty sponge would. It just blends it out. And as you can see, it just blends out like a dream so effortlessly. I have so many of them. I do suggest you guys get some. It's not like the Amazon ones that you set your powder with that you can get. These ones are different. So I would just suggest you guys try them out. At least try it out and then make your decision. But I've been using them every single day since I've gotten them. And it blends out so quick and beautifully. So after I lay down just one coat of that concealer, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the LYS bronzer stick. Now, I have been trying to get my hands on this for a while. This shade in Strength was sold out for so long, but I finally got it. This is the typical contour shade, cream contour shade that I like to go for because I just like a more intense contour. That's just me. And so we're checking it out. It's not a chalky contour stick, you know, like how the Fenty Beauty one, you put it on and then it kind of dries down really quickly. This one blends and it gives you some time to blend it out. As you can see, it's blending beautifully, and it's not just blending away. That's what's important. Like, I've used some cream bronzers, like even the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. Let's be freaking for real. When you blend that one out, it just kind of melts into your skin and there's no color payoff. This one works so well because there's still some pigment, but it's not a muddy pigment. It's just like a cast of shadow on your face, and I like it because of the tip, how it's like a triangle. It can get into the nooks and crannies. You only need a little bit of product and it goes such a long way and it blends so quickly. This is real time that I'm showing you guys that I was blending it out. I didn't speed up these clips or anything. As you can see, it's an easy, beginner friendly product, and I was really amped about it. Kind of feeling myself, you dig? So next, this is the Triple Fix Brightening Concealer by LYS Beauty. And a brightening concealer is supposed to be placed directly underneath the middle of your eye in a triangle, so it can brighten underneath your eye and then brighten your cupid's bow and your chin. And I wanted to let it dry down a little bit. It's not the thickest concealer. It's like a thinner concealer. So I let it sit for a little bit before I blended it out because I do like a highlighted under eye. But it blended out nicely as well. Was it too bright? It was just my color. It was just my type, and I blended this one out with a beauty sponge. So next I'm going to be setting this with, okay, so it says Cashew by Fenty Beauty, but I mixed banana and cashew. That just gives me my perfect under eye powder. So I buy both of them and then I mix them together. So that's my own little concoction. It's banana and cashew mixed together. Not too bright, not too deep, and it just works out well. Fenty Beauty's powder is top 2 for me. Definitely top 2. Now, if you don't like to be snatched or highlighted under eye, don't get it because it's going to keep you real matte. So next I'm going to be setting my face. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. This is, the pressed powder, and it works. I keep this with me. It's a hitter. I've replenished these a few times. I really like the compact and how it performs. And this bronzer duo I think this is my favorite bronzer. As you can see, it's been used and abused. I've used this so many times. So next, this is the LYS blush. This is their blush brush, but I'm using a cream Fenty Beauty blush because I just wanted like an electric red orange. I do have an LYS cream blush, but I just didn't want to use the shade that I had. But I do like the brush. I like LYS's brushes. Everything that LYS has is pretty freaking luxury, and it's like a sustainable beauty brand. It's the first black sustainable beauty brand in Sephora. So I thought that you guys should know about that and know that the stuff is quality. So underneath my eye, I'm just buffing out with some of my bronzer. Again, like I said, in that palette, there wasn't a brownish red shade, so I'm just going and just tweaking a little bit of the blending on my crease and underneath my eye. Next, I'm going to be using this Ace Beauté. This is Calliope. I like these lashes a lot. Ace Beauté is a hidden gem. I love Ace Beauté. Next, I'm going to be highlighting. I don't know where the clip went, but I'm using Fenty Beauty's dual highlighters, and I'll have everything listed below. But this is the Fenty Beauty highlighter. One of the, when Fenty Beauty first launched, I spent so much money, you guys. I was that person who stayed up at midnight and went out and rushed and got everything. So next, this is another addition to the Makeup Shayla Times Dose of Colors Wifey collab. This is just a brown lip liner. I really, really do like it. It's creamy and it blends and it doesn't like melt into your skin. It's a really nice, perfect brown liner. And I overlined my lips a little bit today because I feel like I've been cheating myself. Why haven't I been overlining my lips? Why not? So after I put that on and blend it out to perfection, I go ahead and pick up this Pat McGrath Labs. This is her lipstick. Packaging is on 10. Everything is luxe with Pat McGrath Labs, and I love this. And it smells a little bit like vanilla, so it's a really smooth, pretty pink, Barbie pink, I would say. I really love this lipstick. I've been using it ever since I got it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and top my lips with the LYS. This is their, like, it's like a lip gloss, but it's not like a thick MAC lip gloss. It's a very smooth lip gloss. And yeah, y'all, that is the final look. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and put the bell on. And also take this as your reminder to support Black brands, not just in February, but all year long, because we matter and we have to build our community up. Thank you so much again for watching. I'll talk to you guys in another video very soon. Bye.